What's up, Kings? Microwave Blunt here, Executive Mindset Mentor and founder of the Executive Mindset School. Today I'm reacting to Dame Dash speaking on Cameron reacted to him having no money and breaking it down through the lens of elite performance, identity transformation, and strategic psychological reprogramming. If you're serious about leveling up, 10xing your wealth, and maxing out your full potential, this one's for you. Let's dive in. Okay, let's see what they're talking about.
We've been talking all day today about people addressing dames. Well, Dame Dash has finally broke his silence on the issues with his teeth and some other things.
What's wrong with you?
He said y'all can get your kiki off now because he is doing what he has to do. So he sat down. He has a series on his American News Network on YouTube. It's called Bosses Take Losses. And this is part one of this new series. And he's addressing the teeth and, Cameron back over for a lot of things. Let's take a listen to Dame Dash.
This isn't the Cam that I know or co-sign. Number one, talking about another man's pockets, I just felt like him and I would have conversations about that's just not the most masculine thing to do. Talking about other people, especially when they're not in the room, to me is coward. For me, if you have something to say to someone that you respect and that you know, you don't
Dame
go
does
on
it
television show
all
and
the
speak
time.
on it and give them the respect of calling them. And what I notice is when you do have people on your show, you're very nice to them. And I don't think it's a problem being nice, but I do think there's times that they should be challenged. Like I would never think that the Cam I knew would use his platform to sit with his old ops and talk about his brothers.
Why don't the rules apply to Dame, though? Like, Dame sits around and talks about people when they're not in the room. Like, I don't understand why the rules don't apply to him.
What do you mean? Because he has talked about Cameron and, putting...
He just talks about people
in general
when they're not in the room.
And stuff like that. But the point that Dame Dash is trying to make here, and to your point, I don't know if it stands because he does talk a lot about people, is that Cameron should just be picking up the phone and calling him. Especially because...
True. I agree with that.
He did say in this that he alleges that he's attempted to pick up the phone and call Cameron a couple times, but Cameron doesn't...
I'm talking about all the people Dame talks about. Dame sits down in front of these cameras quite often and talks about people.
Does he talk about it, or does he get asked? Does he get interviewed about it?
Does it matter?
Well, in this interview in particular, the interview opens with Dame Dash addressing the health stuff. So he has an eye patch on, and he says that...
To his eye?
So he says that he got surgery on his eye because they had to remove liquid that's in his eye because he's diabetic. And then he goes to the teeth, and he says that they're currently sitting in his dentist's office, and that he had...
What is wrong with you?
What? So he said that they currently sit in his dentist's office.
Yeah.
What about the pair that he had in? Because I was looking at that video, girl. He was clenched down. He had them button them teeth to his gums, glued them down. And he even talked like he's scared to open it up because you know what's going to happen if he opens his lips.
Yeah, no. So he said that
he got a different finger.
He's about to, because he said that a lot of the teeth that he had in broke and things happened, and that it never happened before. So now he's going through everything he has to go through to fix his teeth situation.
But I have things that I want to say, and I think I want to talk clearly. So I'm not going to sit here and rip my teeth all day. Fuck all that, and I don't care. Get your joke. But know that right now I'm in my dentist office, and tomorrow I'm getting the surgery, and hopefully
I think a lot of stuff that he does is gimmicky, and he does it for attention. And he does it for attention because he's not generating the attention that he used to on his own merit, meaning the businesses that he's building and the things that he's doing. And I said this in the last video where I reacted to Dame Dash, or Cameron speaking about Dame Dash, and it had a lot to do with him not pulling from his own equity, him using other people's equity and bringing them down in order to bring himself up. And it's the same thing that he is kind of accusing Cameron of doing. And he's saying that Cameron is, speaking badly about me, etc. And if he had something to say, he should have said it to my face, or he should have spoken to me in private, which I do agree with. But I'm interested to see what he got to say about it.
I'll have some new teeth.
Yeah, there was nothing that he said that was that important that he had to sit up there with no teeth to have the conversation.
I agree.
Yeah.
He could have waited till after the teeth.
I agree.
Well,
So I'm confused.
Gimmicky.
Why would he have to clinch?
So
how does he eat?
no, he had like a denture. I'm gonna call it a denture.
And I don't know. I'm not being funny.
He could have just started without the
He had
denture.
teeth in, and then they broke, and all the things. So he's going to have to go through this whole process of repairing it. And in the meantime, he had dentures in, but they are not, I guess, sturdy as what he had in before.
Gotcha.
Yes, but he's getting it together, is what he's trying to tell y'all. But yeah, so now a lot of people
Wait till you get it together to come out and say like
no,
this.
it was.
I gotta address Cam. Okay, I gotta get back at Cam right now. I can't wait.
But they've been going back and forth for some, not back and forth, but there's been some things back and forth because what he's really upset about is he feels like Cameron shouldn't be talking about his money. And there's been a conversation around Dame Dash and money because of the tax stuff and the business stuff and all the things, right? Just has to go do her promotions. So let's take a listen to a Cameron on Dame Dash because he finally came out and just was like, let me just have a conversation about this stuff too.
This started with Dame Dash mad at me or whatever, and I love Dame. I don't have a problem. Dame calls me one day and be like, "Yo, me and 50 going back and forth. I see y'all. I see that you seen him. How you gonna let him pat you on the pockets like that? He pat you on the pockets." I said, "Dave, you crazy, man." He said, "Yo, me and him going back and forth. You mind if I mention that?" I said, "Nah, go ahead." Instead of him saying what he told me on the phone, he said, "Yeah, and Cam let 50 Cent smack him on the ass. What kind of grown man let another nigga smack him on the ass? I don't like that, Cam. When I smacking on the ass." Word. Next thing, he's on another podcast talking about somebody asks him, "You feel like your artist should take better care of you because they're up and it seems like they're going through financial trouble?" And Dave says, "Cam." So you're throwing me in there, pause, and nobody even asked about it. All I'm saying is that you had wild bread, and to me, you mismanaged your money.
So once again, Dame needs to practice what he preaches. Cam just said that Dame threw him into something, and nobody even asked him about it.
Yeah, and elsewhere, Cam has talked about, because he's talking about mismanaging the money. Cam has talked about the way that Dame Dash lived, and he says every time Cameron, I hear him talk about Dame Dash anyway. He says it's still my brother. Like there's still love, but he's just being honest. And he going, you talking about me, I gotta respond. This is what I do as well too.
And I hate the conversation of an artist owes somebody or somebody owes somebody. Because at the end of the day, they made millions of dollars with Rockefeller. They made millions of dollars with state property. They made millions of dollars with the clothing company. They made millions of dollars with all the things that they did. Now, the money was mismanaged. That doesn't mean that Cameron has to come down and give you money, because if the tables were turned, you don't know what it was.
And also at the same time, what people need to realize is Cam has a podcast. Cam has a podcast where he speaks about these different things. He speaks about the topics in the world and the industry with his friends, all these different things. That is his job. So he's not necessarily talking about people, but he's talking on all of these different talking points, just like I am. So when he was talking about the talking point when it came to Dame Dash, he was talking about essentially what his mentality, and that's exactly what I mentioned in the reactions before. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got a bidet in my bathroom, and I got an apartment on this block, and the next block I got another apartment, and then I got another apartment, and I have all these different things. What you got, Cam? What you got?" And it just seemed like a very $1 million spending habit with a 6-figure mentality. And when your identity doesn't grow at the same level, or what I said about Shannon Sharp, when your identity or your self-worth doesn't grow at the same level as your net worth, that's when there starts to be a huge misalignment. You start making bad decisions, and you get into issues and problems, bankruptcy, short sales, all those different things. I've been through a short sale. I've been through a mini bankruptcy as well. They're not bad. They're actually strategic, but there is some mismanagement from that, and there are ways that I could have prevented that. There are mentalities that I needed to grow into, and based on those mentalities that I needed to grow into, they didn't match the programming that I currently had. So if I give you an example, one of the examples that I always give is, you might get a lot of advice from people to, 50 might give advice, Warren Buffett might give advice, Jay-Z might give advice, all these people might give advice of like, this is what you need to do with your money, this is how you need to build your business, Myron Golden, you got Gary Vandervee, you got Alex Hormozy, and I continuously say they give amazing advice. But if your system hasn't been upgraded to accept those programs, it will always reject it, and you will always, if you accept them, self-sabotage. And it's no other reason than trying to put an Android on an Apple phone. It just doesn't work. You need to change the overall platform in order to accept and run those programs on the right system. And it seems like with Dame Dash, all his predecessors moved ahead of him. They started doing bigger and better things. Dame Dash kind of stayed exactly where he was. And then as he was digressing, meaning he wasn't expanding at the same level as everybody else, he started talking bad about other people and bringing them down. So does he have money? I'm sure he does. He always talks about his family estate. Nobody's saying that he doesn't have money, but was he able to 10x, and is he doing that at the level of the people that he co-signed for? No. And that is the response, not his money, but his mentality. And that's what I speak on in Executive Mindset School.
So I hate that conversation.
Stop speaking on another man's pockets. You don't know if that man mismanages money.
Well, you about to go tap? Envy just got us to go tap. Yeah, so you trying to tap Nick's pockets?
If that's what you want on your birthday, just say it.
You giving him 48 taps?
If I'm what you want on your birthday, just say it, King.
Continue on. Continue on.
Who just say that?
You see, he ain't moving when I attack his pockets.
At all, baby.
Because ain't nothing in there. You was-
Okay. Y'all threw me. Where was I? Oh, I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to talk. I just want to say real quick.
Chatty patty.
I am. This is my job, Dame. I'm sorry. So Cameron was talking about when he was talking about mismanaging money. He was talking about the lifestyle that Dame Dash used to live. He was talking about the private jets that he flew for like 5 years straight. He
It's
said
the
he had a
mindset.
mansion in London.
I would love to do the things Dame did. Fly private for 5 years straight.
This part.
Buy 2 mansions in London. You got a mansion in London just for your niggas, and then a personal mansion in London for something else, or renting them or whatever. You just got mansions in London. We not even from London. You go to Dave's house, he got a crib in Malibu.
We're not even
Yo,
from London.
You know these walls are made out of museum walls, right? Just the same shit they use in a museum, the same regular house walls. They make museums out. Just museum walls and shit. Bro, if you live like that, you gotta keep hustling.
Exactly. So basically, in the way that I translate that is if you live like that, then you have to keep expanding. You have to keep expanding your identity. You have to keep reprogramming your mindset. You have to keep growing mentally. And he's not. You can see it's a $5 mentality, but it's $1 billion spending habit. And everybody sees it but Dame Dash. So he comes back, oh, I still have money, I can do this, and blah, blah, blah. Why he's speaking on me? Why he does the same thing, and it's just this huge contradiction. And everybody's a little tired of it, to be honest.
Not in that way.
But I respect Dame Dash. I like what he's done in life.
Me too.
That's what's up, because he said they sitting on the desk just waiting to jump in his mouth.
I don't know if they're sitting or he was about to go through the process, but they were in his office.
Okay, I know that's right.
Yes.
All right.
Salute to Dame and Cam.
But that is the latest with Lauren. Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
All right, when we come back, we got the People's Choice mix. It's
All right, that's it. All right, y'all. So what do you think? Was Dame Dash right, or would you have handled it differently? Do you agree with me, or did you disagree? Drop your thoughts below, and let's hash this out like men. Either way, I would love to hear your feedback below. And if you're ready to go beyond just consuming this type of content, join me inside the Executive Mindset School. It's where high-performing men like you come to reprogram, recalibrate, and rise. Links in the description, and until next time, let's build wealth from the inside out.